Mommy's the number one for hip-hop, R&B, and The Breakfast Club. We are 103.5 The Beat. As you know, I always get very special guests coming through the studio. Please introduce yourself.
I go by the name of Preme. What's up, y'all? Formerly known as P Rain, live from the 6. Reps up over here in the building.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah,
now,
fresh off the Rolling Loud show.
Killed it.
Yeah, I had a great time, man.
That's what's up, man.
I had fun.
Have you seen anything like that before with the weather and all the people?
Oh, man. Have I? I don't think so. Nah, man.
No.
And it's crazy to see the fans still so engaged and excited. I guess they didn't have a choice. They already bought their tickets.
Right.
But, yeah, man, it was crazy, like, to see them, you know, just out in the rain supporting, man. I was happy. I said that on the mic like 10 times. I'm like, I can't believe y'all standing out here in the rain, man.
Right.
Yeah, so it's dope for the artists, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That could have ruined everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You come to Miami, you're trying to have a good time, it's rolling loud, you're hyped, you want to do your show, and it's rained out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
No, I'm happy about that as well. So how did the music find you? That's how I always start with artists.
I just, you know, I became a fan of it like everybody else. I remember at a young age, man, I was really, you know, into hip-hop since, like, LL, like, that far back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this guy getting all the girls? That's all I wanted to know.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
he said, yeah, he's licking his lips. He's a dope little rapper. That might be my thing. Yeah, man. So I fell in love with hip hop at a really young age, man, and it's something that I always wanted to pursue. I was in love with the lifestyle. You know, the videos, the BT videos. I remember like when I used to go to New York for the summertime and visit my family. I'd go down to Flatbush, buy the bootleg New York Yankee hat for $10. Come home, stand on my bed when Diddy and Mace would be doing the videos and just try to emulate those guys, man. So
wow.
I was always in love with the lifestyle.
And look at you now.
Yeah, man. Finally.
Way in it. What's your heritage?
Guyanese. Caribbean team.
GT?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Georgetown.
cool.
Massive.
Isn't Tory Lanez is he Guyanese too?
I don't think so. He might. I don't know.
I know he's from. I think he might be Guyanese.
He's in here right
too.
now. We gotta ask him.
Yeah, we gotta ask him, man. I think he might.
But
be
yeah,
Guyanese.
he's from Toronto, so I wouldn't be surprised because we have a heavy Caribbean influence there, man.
Is it crazy? Let me tell you, because we used to go for Caribana, because my parents are Trini.
Okay.
So we used to go for Caribana every year.
Yeah.
And the influence of the Caribbean, and especially Toronto,
heavy Caribbean culture in Toronto.
Crazy.
I don't even know how. Didn't make no sense because the rest of the Canada ain't really like that.
I know, but I think what it was too is like with our ancestors or our parents.
Yeah.
They just went right up the East Coast. So some will stop off in Florida, others hit New York, and then they went up. So everybody's just up that East Coast.
Makes sense because it's heavy in New York too.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
You know, the initial settlers was heavy.
Yeah,
in
and it's
Florida,
crazy.
New
I was
York,
having this conversation with somebody. I'm like, yo, if you ask somebody in Toronto where your parents from, like a black dude, it's usually Guyana, Trinidad, Jamaica, Africa. Like my best friend, he's African. His parents are African. My other boys, they're Jamaican. Their parents are Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? We're from Canada, but all our parents are from somewhere else.
Exactly.
And I asked an American, anytime I ask an American, I'm like, yo, where your parents from? They'll be like, America. I'll be like, well, where your parents from? They're like, America. I'm like, what are you? Like, American?
Yeah.
It's crazy because they're really disconnected from like the roots. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I know where I've been to Guyana. I know my parents are Guyanese. You know what I'm saying? I could trace it back. It's like in American culture, it's hard to find that.
It's true because I don't think they revisit the culture.
I don't know what's going on over here.
You know what I mean?
Man.
Like nobody goes back home like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? You were able to go back home, go home for the summer, I'm sure, and all those different things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Both of your parents Guyanese?
Both.
Whoa, cool.
Grandparents are Guyanese, everybody's Guyanese, but it's like that in Toronto. Like, we're not Canadian. I'm Canadian. My mom's not Canadian. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird, man. Like, you guys are really like black Americans here.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're from.
Yeah. Well, except for me, but yeah. I'm more like party next door. Oh man! So, who introduced you, you know, or afforded you the opportunity to really connect the way you do now with the music?
I don't know, man. I think I that was like a self-discovery thing, man. Like, I would go out and do it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I remember skipping class in high school to go to the studio, selling the little trees on the side to afford studio time in school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something I really wanted to do and that I went after. And, you know, I had a lot of free time. I did really well in school. You know, I was a straight A student, believe it or not. I never told nobody.
I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, like I had extra time. Like skipping a class or two was nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really just went after it at a really young age.
That's dope, man. So how does it feel to finally have dropped your project?
Oh, the light of day. That's hence the title name, The Light of Day.
Yes.
Finally seeing the light of day. Like, for people that don't know my story, I used to go by the name P. Rain.
Yes.
And I was trapped in Canada like my whole life for like the last decade. You get the littlest charge, you can't cross the border into America. You get a DUI, you can't come to America. Vice versa, Americans can't go to Canada. So like my whole life I was trapped. Like even when I put out the records DNF and Realist in the City, I was stuck in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't leave. So this is like my first year and a half, 2 years in America.
Wow.
Yeah, period.
So this is
surreal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the first project I've ever dropped in my life, being able to come to America and talk to people like you.
Gotcha.
So for me, it's finally, you know, the album, my music, getting a chance to see the light of day. Me getting into America to see the light, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's only so far you can go as a Canadian artist. You can go to
Right.
Canada, Europe, Australia. But, you know, America really dictates where hip-hop goes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I felt like I had done it all at a really young age in Canada. And then I just kept doing the same things over and over, touring Canada. You know what I'm saying? There's not much you can really do here. So
When you, at a young age, when you talked about, you know, learning about the music, getting into going to the studio, did you ever imagine that Canada would have such an impact
never.
in the music
Never.
the way it
Like,
is today?
I was just walking in and I seen Tory Lanez and I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Like we used to be in the studio together just playing around like 7 years ago.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Even to see how far he's come is like amazing.
It's
you know what I mean?
crazy.
Like Drake obviously kicked down the door and it's like we haven't stopped running through the floodgates.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of the city, man, because a city could get lucky. You can always get that one guy. You know what I'm saying? But for everybody to keep the momentum going is amazing. We finally got the light bulb on and now I feel like it's never turning off.
It's crazy. Now only if your basketball team could follow suit.
It's a low blow, man. Too soon.
I'm sorry.
Too soon.
I'm sorry.
We
I'm
haven't
sorry.
recovered yet. Jesus Christ.
My bad.
Oh,
bad.
man.
I'm a little bitter because they got rid of the black coach, okay? I'm a little bitter.
You know what's
okay?
crazy? I had to do a Midwest tour the day after they swept us.
Oh.
So I ended up in Cleveland,
No!
Cincinnati, the day after. Imagine these interviews.
Right,
I
right.
wanted to kill myself.
Right.
Oh, my God. As soon as the interview started, before they said a question, I said, I know.
Right.
We lost. I get it.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
So what? From your project, what is it that what's the story that you're telling?
You know what? Just my life, man. Like, my music's really just a collection of stories that I've been through or close friends of mine have been through. And I think it was very important, you know, especially being so close with Drake. Sometimes you get caught in that massive shadow and you just get affiliated as Drake's boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I thought it was very important for me to put out a project where I stood on my own without Drake even on it, to be honest. And that's
so that was done specific.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I can snap my fingers. That's my brother. We grew up together before he was rapping.
Right.
But you know, I believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the work. You know, I have dedicated fans. I know the level of quality. You know, the music that I'm putting out. So I know I don't need Drake on the album.
Right.
And I really wanted to prove that. So you know, I put out a project without him. You know, to really stand on my own too and let people know who I was. I thought it was very important that I told my story front to back. It's a solid project. And you don't really get that no more. We live in a time where people are putting out singles trying to get on a Spotify playlist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with artists that were really telling their story, like DMX.
Right.
I wanted to know what he came up doing. He was homeless, walking around with his dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people made quality projects front to back. You fell in love with the artist because of their story. And I felt like that was very important for me to keep doing that.
Yeah, it humanizes you.
Exactly.
It's
You know,
only
you
so-
want to create a
yeah.
connection. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I really wanted to tell my story. So, you know, I got records like One Day, which is the outro where, you know, I'm speaking about the neighborhood I grew up in and how guys that are just like 2 years older than me are all in jail for murder, doing
Right.
life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can hear them speaking on the outro of that record. And then I have the intro where, I start off and I'm saying I'm still here. Because, you know, I changed my name from P. Rain to Preme. I disappeared for a little bit because I didn't want to put out any more music till I could cross the border. You know what I'm saying?
Was it a frustration thing? Was it
More than frustrated, but I just didn't stop working. And I knew I'd have my opportunity to strike. So I had the music ready, and I'm like, I'm going to get across this border, and when I do, I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? So Still Here was really just for the fans that been there from day one. They were like, yo, do you even rap anymore?
wow?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, I do this.
Right.
But it just has, it's the music business.
Right.
I had to get the business right. So
Was it frustrating to be able to see your friend go out there and
the
conquer
worst, man.
conquer the world?
Knife in my side, slow knife in my side, man. Like, obviously I was proud of him, but to only be able to watch it on TV or on a FaceTime call while you're stuck in the country, to something you felt like you contributed to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's my guy, you know what I'm saying? We You know what I mean? Anything he needed, I was there. So it's like, you know, to see him take it to that massive level of success and not be able to share it at all was like the worst. They'll be on I'd never been to Miami at that point. I didn't know what Miami looked like except for on TV, and they'll be FaceTiming me like 20 girls in the pool. You want to kill yourself.
You're like, thanks a lot.
Kill yourself. You're starting fights with your boys for no reason. Just frustrated, man. It was really one of the worst experiences I've ever been through in my life. So to finally be here, you know, I feel like I'm living. I'm trying to catch up for the things I missed, so that's why I was at 11 till noon. You know what I'm saying? Last night. That's me why I'm tired and I'm catching up to do.
Right.
You know
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this because, and I'll give you my position on it first, just out of respect.
Yeah.
When people talk about people writing for other rappers or whatever, I grew up in the era where that was okay.
Of course.
It wasn't a big deal. It didn't make you any less of a rapper. Like, you know, you may hear somebody spit something, be like, yo, I could work with that, but you still do your own stuff. What's your take on, you know, on that?
Writing for other rappers.
Yeah.
I think, you know, that's what helped to push the culture forward back then. The rap crews were so dope. Like, Nas messed with Raekwon.
Yeah.
You know, Hov started Rockefeller and took dudes from Philly like Siegel. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need more of that. I think there's a separation now where it's become so competitive, and you don't see that in any other genres, really. You know what I'm saying?
Why do we do this to ourselves?
And more than ever, we need it the most, especially with the problems we're having in our black community, you know, with things like the police. We're living in a time where we really should be coming together more than being divided. And it's a hip-hop community. You know what I'm saying? It's a community. I don't understand why everybody's trying to tear each other down rather than build each other up. Look at Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, for example. Why can't two women coexist?
Yeah.
They're both rapping. They're both successful. There's no need for like all the beef and all the drama, but I feel like, you know, it's fun sometimes because it keeps it, you know, there's nothing wrong with a rap beef once in a while. You know, even with Drake and Meek, nobody died. You know, it was fun to see that, but I feel like, you know, with everything we have going on, to take it a little deeper, that we really should be coming together.
So are all the Toronto rappers light-skinned? Like...
Listen, first of all, don't give Tory that pass. Do not give Tory Lanez that pass. I'm a couple shades lighter than that dude out there right now. Jesus, man. This guy today.
I'm just saying.
No, not everybody.
Ironically.
Not everybody. But yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, ironically,
we got a high percentage of light-skinned rappers in Toronto. Shit, that's probably why they also goddamn emotional too. Man. Oh God, we gotta have a chat. I'm signing, the next kid I sign is going to be a dark skinned dude, an African Nigerian rapper from Toronto. We gotta change this.
Switch it up a bit. I mean, oddly enough, the first time I went out to Toronto as like a young adult,
yeah,
and it was such a weird experience. I actually had like a white girl try to pick me up, which is something you're not used to in America.
Really?
You know what I mean? But obviously in Canada,
yeah, oh yeah,
the white women there are like, hello,
love white women.
Hey, darky, I'll take you. I did not get the memo.
Oh man,
I froze up. I didn't know how to act.
Yeah, oh, that's
crazy. It was crazy.
You see, I'm on the inside, you're on the outside, so I can't picture that experience.
Right.
So that's funny to hear that because you never really hear people speak about that. That's crazy because I'm used to it.
Yeah,
you know
it was crazy to me. It was like I thought I was going to get in trouble.
Everybody in Toronto's mixed with something.
Yeah.
You know, you're like half black, half white, black and Chinese. Like your mom got this, or your grandmother's this.
Yeah.
So I'm used to that. I've been getting picked up by white women my entire life. Not to boast to brag, but yeah. So to hear somebody like you going through that, man, that's funny.
Dude, I legit froze up. I thought
you know what sucks?
I was looking around thinking police was gonna come arrest me. Like, what are you doing with this white woman?
Shut up.
Is that the law in Canada? I don't know.
That's hilarious. You know, it's funny though. I say like on the flip side, we don't have it like a Latin community in Canada. You know what I'm saying? So there's no Spanish girls. We don't have Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. So when I see girls like her, I'm like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. Because I'm like, yo, I don't see that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like even till now, like we don't really have that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. I've been living in LA for like a year and a half, so there's like a huge Mexican population.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to get a little used to it.
Right.
But like when we go back home to Toronto, there's no girls like her.
Wow.
Oh my God, she's blushing, y'all. She's blushing. She's
She
turning
turns
around.
red.
Yeah, like we have a lot of like natives, or we have like a huge Ethiopian, Somalian, things like that, but not really. Latin. So you see like a Spanish girl in Toronto, that's like super foreign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope, man. It's been a pleasure, man, getting to know you. So why Preme? Why from P Rain to Preme?
It's crazy because I started as Preme.
Really? So your original name was Preme, not even Supreme, just Preme?
Just Preme.
Okay.
At a really young age too, I lived in New York. I went to junior high there, and you know there was
What school?
Guys, Marine Park.
Oh, okay.
Marine Park, but that was like
South Shore.
Yeah, but it's far,
yeah,
right? Because my mom had took me to all the schools in Brooklyn, and she was like, "Nope, nope, nope."
I went to James Madison, so I get it. My
oh
father did
yeah,
the same
man,
thing.
the schools are so bad. There's high fences around the schools.
Yes.
It felt like a prison.
Yes.
So yeah, I had to take like 4 trains and 2 buses to get to school every morning, man.
Yep.
She was like, "All right, I could tolerate this one." Yeah, so I lived in Queens for a little bit, and I used to always hear people in the neighborhood talk about this guy Supreme.
Yeah.
I ran the Supreme team, which were like these glorified drug lords.
Yes.
And he had all the jury, the women, the cars. And when I moved back to Toronto, man, I started hustling, and I was like, yeah, I want to be like Preme. And Preme is the name I always went by. But the cops would always show up at my shows, my hostings, when I try to make the transition from, you know, the local hustler to the rapper.
Gotcha.
You know, so I'm trying to live a legal lifestyle, you know, and pursue my career and do something positive. And these guys are showing up at my shows, shutting it down, calling ahead to the venue owner saying these are bad guys from a really bad neighborhood. Something's going to happen. So I couldn't make no money.
Isn't that crazy? You're trying to get out the game.
Insane. You should be rooting for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm actually taking dudes with me.
Yeah.
My whole neighborhood's behind me. So they're seeing that there's something else that we can do more positive. I'm selling CDs out of the corner stores. They would go harass the little local Chinaman, rip my posters off the wall, take the CDs, tell him they're shutting the store down if he keeps selling my CDs.
Systematic.
So yeah, I changed my name to P Rain. The P was for Preme. Rain is actually for my legal name, Rainford. I changed my name to P Rain to try to get off the cops' radar.
Wow.
Yeah, it worked for a little bit, and then, you know, the more successful you become, you know, obviously they caught on. So it was tough, man.
Social media.
But the minute, yeah,
That's him!
Exactly.
That's Preme!
Exactly, man. It was crazy, and they really knew me.
Right.
You know, they would harass me, pull over my car, kick the tires. You know what I'm saying? I really went through that life. You know what I'm saying? So the minute I crossed the border and got to America and, you know, was fully legal, I was like, yo, I felt like they had taken a piece of my, you know, of who I was. And I wanted that back.
So what enables you now? And I know, listen, I'm humanizing you. This is what we talked about. This is what you talked about. So I'll get back to the music. We definitely humanize you.
Hey, I'm as human as they come. I made a ton of mistakes last night. I'll tell you that right now.
So what was it? Why was it important for you to hustle back then? Was it to keep up a certain lifestyle, to be able to have the things that you wanted?
It was 2 things. I had a son really early, right out of high school. So that terrified me, man. I was like, you know, I could get a job, but I want to be able to, you know, afford him the life that he deserves. So I felt like the best way to do that was, you know, hustling. I wanted fast money.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I was homeless at the time, to be honest. We had just got evicted. So I was really worried, like, I want to be able to take care of my kid.
It's so crazy how many of us have like those stories that people would never imagine.
I was sleeping on my boy's couch, and he was living in Section 8 housing, and I was sleeping on his couch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some nights I'd sleep in the back of my car.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I really just wanted to take care of my kid. And the second thing was I was pursuing a rap career.
Right.
Studio time, videos, looking like you're a rap star.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? I needed money. And that was the best way I knew how to get it quickly.
So why are you able to travel now? Was there like a ban for a certain amount of time and it's lifted now?
Yeah, like while I was going through all those charges, you know, they were highly publicized. Like I was on the news, in the papers, with, you know, how my case was going and things like that. So they could just Google me. So they're like, nah, you need to figure that out before we let you across the border. Figure all that stuff out. You know, I had drug cases, gun cases, all of that. And then when I finally did get it figured out and I beat all those cases, I had tried so many times to cross because I'm watching Drake on BT. I tried so many times to cross the border. They were like, man, you got to get all kind of paperwork. You don't listen. You don't respect the American border. Right. So yeah, they just put me through it.
Got you. Yeah. So do you do you all hang out together, the rest of the T-Dot artists, like Baca and like?
Actually, Baca's my boy. Like, he's from my neighborhood. I introduced him to Drake. So,
wow, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's actually my dog, yeah. And me and Dre grew up together for like the last 12, 13 years. So that's actually like over your family. That's real family.
Okay.
But when you're talking about guys like Tory Lanez, yeah, we came up together. The Weeknd, EXO, I'm with them every other day in LA just hanging out. Yeah, it's crazy actually. Like Toronto, we kind of stick together in that sense.
That's dope. So even when you're abroad, you guys still...
yeah. Like if I'm in Miami, I'm with Tory. Yo, you out here? What's up? You got a house party? I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Yeah. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys could set the trend for others.
Hey, it didn't start off like this. All right?
Well,
we've had some rough patches.
Well, we know.
Just like everybody else. But we're trying to keep it together, so hopefully we can keep it together. And, you know, I pride myself on being one of those dudes that always try to squash a problem.
That's
always,
love.
always.
That's love.
So, yeah.
That's love. Let everybody know the album again.
Light of Day, it came out May 4th. It's fire front to back. Solid project, man. It features Post Malone, Offset, Lil Wayne, Party Next Door, much, much more. Make sure you go check it out. Stream it everywhere. It's fire.
And how can people follow you on your Instagram, Twitter,
Preme
website?
everywhere. At Preme, Preme, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. Hit me up. Let me know your favorite records. I do reply.
That's what's up, man. It's been a pleasure getting to know
man,
you.
thank you for having me, man. This might be my favorite interview in like the last 10 years. I'm going to get you a white girl as soon as you cross.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I'll be there for
I'm going to get
Caribana.
off air and go talk to the Spanish girl. No, really, though. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. Y'all go check out the album, man. Light of Day, it's out.